What's up, fam, and welcome to this episode of Rex's Photo Booth Reviews and Tutorials. And in today's episode, we're going to go over the difference between Salsa 1 and Salsa 2. But before we get into it, you guys know what to do. Go down below, like, comment, and subscribe. All right, welcome back to the channel, and I have a very special guest because I got a very special invite to the PBSCO or Photo Booth Supply Co. factory, and we are going to take a deeper look at the Salsa 2 with none other than the developer and the creator himself, Brandon Wong. So tell us a little bit about before we get into it, this is his work baby. This is like everything in his life's work, everything he's learned, he put into this. But he's gonna go over and tell us the difference between 1 and 2. So if you got the Salsa 1 from the Kickstarter, that's great, it's awesome. If you're enjoying it and making money with it, we're happy for you. But the Salsa 2 is gonna be something else. It's gonna be mind blown, so take it away.
Yeah, thanks Rex for coming into our office and taking a tour here. I want to take this opportunity to go over the differences between these two because we haven't actually done that yet in any of our videos. So I think it'd be fun for your audience to take a peek at that. On the right hand side, you're going to be looking at our Salsa 1 unit. This came out in 2019 via Kickstarter, as Rex said. Salsa 2 came out in November 2024. And in this video, we're going to walk through the differences, going over top to bottom, high-level overview, and then we're going to go down to the nitty-gritty, even going over some of the carrying cases over here, which I'm really excited to talk about.
I really want to know, because honestly, outside looking in, they kind of look very similar.
Oh, yeah, for sure. We wanted to keep the same brand. It's definitely keeping the racetrack in here as well. But the more we talk about this, I think you're going to find that there's a lot of differences that have amazing impact. So first and foremost, if you look at the base plates here, I'm going to come in from the side. You can see that some people were putting the base plate on the opposite way, which is not a bad thing.
What's the right way, though?
The right way is to have the weight in the back. So when someone taps this, it's pushing against that counterweight, right? So we decided, we re-engineered it so it could be dummy-proof. There's a Japanese word for this called poka yoke, which means you cannot make a mistake whatsoever. So whether you install this forward or backwards, you're all good. It's bi-directional. There's a lot about the pulls too that I want to discuss. And while we're at it, let's take an in-depth look at the case, which has the pull. So I'll talk about the case in a second, but if you look at just the pulls itself, we completely redesigned how this looks. So in a Salsa 1 pull, maybe we can flash it up on the screen here. We have this 4-spoke design. You can use your fingers to twist in. But now we have this custom center here where you can just tilt over here and it'll nicely screw into place, and without having your fingers get bruised up, because I know I've twisted those pulls many times before and got my fingers jammed, but this is a nicer way to kind of enter in.
So that's the Salsa 2.
This is Salsa 2 pull. Yeah,
and it's completely toolless.
It's completely toolless. Yeah, so one of our philosophies we have when creating our products, 1, they need to be aesthetically beautiful. Number 2, you need to have a completely tool-free operation, right? With the exception of installing the iPad in for the first time. But after you install the iPad in, we don't want you to have any loose parts, and we don't want to have any tools, right? Yeah. So for here, you just keep your fingers in, it screws into place. And if you look in here too, you can see that there's a straight pole in here. If you see this too.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
So another thing with a lot of photo booth owners, I'm sure you've encountered this before, Rex, is you have to run your cords in through these.
Yes.
And it gets caught on everything, right?
Yes.
You can have a millimeter lip and it just gets caught. So with this tube in here, we've actually been able to fit, I believe, 2 power cords and a USB-C through here with no obstruction whatsoever.
Why would you want to do that?
Why would you want to do that?
Because we want it to be clean.
We want to be clean.
We don't want to see tape on the outside. We don't want zip ties.
Exactly.
We want to hide and conceal all the cords.
Exactly. So you can see here, right, just one cord coming out. I'll show you how we can do this with no cords too in a second. But this is the pull here. Really love that. huge upgrade from the before. So again, something that it's on the outside looks the same, Rex.
Yes.
But internally, it's a major rework, and we've had feedback from so many customers saying that this was in itself.
What does Salsa 1 look like? What does the inside of the Salsa 1 look like?
I don't have one easily available to show you guys,
okay.
but maybe we can have someone grab it if you don't mind. So once you take out these poles here, I want to show you also the base plate.
And while you're pulling out the base plate, I gotta ask, is the case included with every Salsa that you buy, or it's an option?
Every single one of our photo booths has a carrying case included. Yeah, and I'll talk about the case in a second since you're interested. But here's a base plate here. You can see here there's a section above here which allows you to, again, nicely align this pole.
But how do you tighten it?
Just like that, and you're done. That's tight. You want to try?
I do.
All right, so
I
yeah,
do.
it's
I
tight.
thought
You can just see, I think that was 2 seconds worth of tightening. There you go. A little more. There you go.
Nice. So absolutely no tools and no loose parts for my staff to lose. Oh my God, drives me nuts.
Exactly.
Drives me nuts. Oh, and then once you know that it's just medium tight, then you know it's not going to detach from the base.
Exactly.
Very nice.
For sure.
Okay.
Yeah. If you want to look in here too, again, such an elegant operation here, all hidden underneath this. One of our another design philosophies is try to have the inside as beautiful as the outside. Something that Steve Jobs was really passionate about as well. If you open up a MacBook or an iPhone, right, the inside just look absolutely elegant. You could probably have that case be clear and have it look good. So that's what we want to do here as well. So again, I very easily see for most people, like, hey, this look exactly alike, but so much has changed. So much has changed. And again, the next pole here, just easily, because there's 2 screws in here, just screw into here, right? And then you get it good to go. So that's very easy to do as well. And while we're at it, why not just put the whole dang thing together?
Yeah, so how long would you say it takes to, when you get to an event, a hotel, how long does it take to put it together?
Salsa 2, I mean, I can get it done in minutes. It would probably first time putting it together, maybe take you 5-10 minutes,
Wow.
but subsequent assemblies, it is so fast. And once I show you some of the surprises Salsa 2 has, I think it'll be...
Yeah, I want to see how the wiring goes.
Yeah.
You've got the cord concealers, but I haven't seen a single wire yet.
So here, the last thing, you just put this on top. And then another cool thing is you can actually let go of this. So for Salsa 1, I'm not going to demonstrate the assembly here, you'd have to hold on to the head while you screw the knobs in back here, which could be a little precarious. Here, you can completely let go, and it won't fall off, which is great. So from here, you just, again, tighten this up with the knobs, few rotations, and then you're good to go. I also think this neck here looks a lot more elegant as well. The knobs, cylinders are beautifully done. And again, just to articulate from the office walkthrough video, we design all of this in-house. We have an amazing R&D team. We have a production engineer sitting over there. We have 2 mechanical engineers, an amazing industrial design team, electrical engineers. We all design this. So we're not just contacting some factory in China saying, hey, like, can you just
send us a shell? Yeah.
Send us a shell. We modify it a little bit. Like, this is truly built in-house
from the ground
and
up.
We have partners around the world who do our manufacturing for us. So truly, just we want to really clear up this common misconception that we just buy the same boost from China. If you're seeing something similar to this, it is not our product and is definitely a knockoff. We were the originators of this racetrack design. And I can almost guarantee you all the interiors are much more refined and elegant.
Do you have the IP on the locking system?
Oh, we got IP all around.
Very
for
nice.
sure,
Very
for
elegant.
sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how this put this together. So let's go into the carrying case really quickly. So this is also completely custom done by us as well. I'm going to move this aside really quickly. I am such a huge fan of this case. Even though Salsa is very portable, we wanted to make it even lighter. So with this carrying case, all in, if you compare Salsa 1's carrying case versus Salsa 2's carrying case, we were able to make this 10 pounds lighter.
Nice.
So it's tremendous drop in weight. So even though it's already very accessible for most people, we just got even more accessible with this. So what does that mean for a photo booth owner? You can hire more varieties of people to run your events for yourself. And if you're doing the events for you, like, you're just protecting your body by not having to carry a lot of weight. And this is very well padded all around, all custom, has slots for all of your parts. It's just really great. And you have even outside pockets as well.
Is the interior velvet?
Touch it, baby.
Wow.
Come on in, come on in.
Wow. So this keeps it from scratching up the outside. Very nice. Very well done.
It is really well done. I love this case. Handles all around as well.
And then pockets on the side for
Pockets
cables.
on the side. Wonderful wheels. This thing is heavy duty. So obviously I'm not going to...
Retractable handle. I love that.
Yeah, retractable handle as well. So it rolls very much like a suitcase. And it looks great. Has our logo on it, but it's a very subtle. You could say it's your logo because it just matches the racetrack over there. So really elegantly done. And again, my favorite carrying case that we've made so far. So again, how that differs from Salsa 1. Salsa 1 has an SKB style carrying case. This is a guac case right here. Again, we're super robust, but also a little heavier. Yeah, cool. 99% of the people, I would say, would prefer this soft case for sure. All right, let's dive back into our 2 units over here. So we talked about the differences in the poles. We talked about the differences in the base plate. We talked about the differences in the neck. Let's talk about tilting. So with Salsa 2, let's talk about Salsa 1. Come back here really quick. And we can see that the tilting mechanism is exposed here, right? So in order to tilt the camera unit, unlock this, tilt it, and that's right now it's free forming right now. So if I let go, it's gonna fall down. And then you tighten it up again, right? For Salsa 2, we have now a friction hinge, so you just tilt up and down.
Can you tighten that? Does it ever get loose?
Obviously, any for friction hinge gets loose over time. Doesn't usually happen, but if you want to tighten it up, there's a way to stick a hex key in there and tighten it up for sure.
Cool.
Yeah.
But so much cleaner, so much cleaner.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And if you want to stick back here, we can show you the back of the shell as well. So one of the things that our customers love to do is vinyl wrap their booths. It's a great upsell, especially with brand activations. They want to see a photo booth that really matches their event. So this was a little hard to vinyl wrap simply because of the nature of the back here. So we wanted to simplify the surface here and make it a little flatter. So this is a much easier branding experience, which we're really proud of as well. Another thing which is really hard to do on camera, but maybe I can get my mic close enough, is the fan noise. So Salsa 1, again, we're trying to suck up the air and cool down the iPad. If anyone has run any sort of outdoor events, especially when the sun is directly facing the iPad is going to overheat, right, and shut down. That's an event killer. So all of our booths, or at least our current booths, have fans in it, I guess except for Tortilla, that's a different story. But our standalone booths have a fan in it, and for both of these units, it sucks in air from the bottom, and I'll show you the mechanism shortly. But Salsa 1, the fan was always notoriously on the loud side. So with Salsa 2, we were able to reduce that fan noise, I believe, by 75%. So it's a much more quiet experience. Again, I don't want to, I don't know if you can hear that noise versus hearing this. It's just a lot quieter.
Can you run it without the fan, or it's automatic?
It's always on. And that's for safety reasons. We don't want the LEDs to...
Never want it to overheat.
Exactly.
Is it blowing in, cool air in, or is it sucking hot air out? Which way are the fans facing? Are they facing in, or are they facing out?
Cold air, hot air rises, cold air falls, right? So you want to suck in the air from the bottom, and it actually ejects from the front. So if I were to light a cigarette here, you can see the smoke getting sucked in from here, and actually expels out from the front here, which we can show you in a second.
Fire!
Smoking is bad.
Oh, there you go.
Jesus Christ.
That was awesome, yeah.
So let's loop back around here and show more of the front. So you can see Salsa 1, Salsa 2, completing the fan narrative here. If you put your hand here, you can actually feel the air coming out from this opening here. So the air comes in, cools the LEDs, cools the iPads, and then gets expelled out here. Same thing with Salsa 2. It comes in, cools the LEDs, and then cools the iPad, and then it expels air from out here.
But much stronger, much quieter.
You can put your hand here versus put your hand here. You could feel it's a lot more airflow coming out of Salsa 2 than Salsa 1.
Yeah, it feels like that fan coming out of the bowling alley.
Yeah, exactly. So now we're going to show you a sneak peek of what I think is the coolest part of Salsa 2. So with Salsa 1, you're getting effectively one photo booth, a standalone unit. You're getting the same thing with Salsa 2, but you're getting also 2 more photo booths. So I call this our 3-in-1 photo booth, and it's relatively the same price too. This is $3,000 when this came out. This was $3,000 when it came out as well. There's a secret latch down here, and maybe you can do a close-up of it later, but you can get your fingers down here, open this up, and this comes out to show you, an accessory storage area. So this is great if you want to have a battery pack in here, to put this battery pack in, and then you can actually have this run completely wirelessly. So we have one right here to demonstrate to you. This is actually a newer Anker model. I love this a lot. And you could just literally stick this in here and pull the cord out and then plug it in here. So you can run your event completely wire-free. So that USB-C coming out of there, completely gone.
The battery would take the place of that cable right there. So now we don't have to tape anything down, and it's enough to power not only the iPad, but also the fans and the lights all at the same time.
100%, yeah.
Wow.
And that's why we talked about assembly experience, and this could be so much faster because you literally don't even have to find an outlet, right? You can just have the batteries in here ready to go. And if the event venue or the client wants to move the photo booth, you can just literally just pick this up, walk it over, like I could do here, pick it up, walk it over to the next location, and you're good to go.
How long does that battery last?
No more gaffer taping, no more finding the outlet.
Yeah.
We've been in a situation before too where you're fighting over power from the DJ, right? And your photo booth shuts down. So this really helps us be self-sufficient.
Yes.
Excuse me. So you're asking a question?
Yeah. How long is that battery gonna last me?
It depends on the battery size.
Yeah, that Anker one, I love that battery.
Yeah. So
ballpark.
I've seen it run from 2 to 4 hours. I'm looking at Jeff here. Yeah, well, we don't know about this. This is a brand new one yet. We're not sure, but we've seen battery packs last from 2 hours and up.
So if you have 2 and you just interchange them for a 4-hour event, which is a good average, then you're good to go.
For sure. And again, it's dependent on how bright your LEDs are, the iPad brightness, how much you're using it.
And how much your iPad is charged already, whether if you show up with it charged or it's completely dead.
100%.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. So that's the really cool thing about the storage area. People also put other things in there. Yeah, so here's the Anker 737. This one lasts 2 to 4 hours, again, depending on usage. If you want to be really cool, you could, again, pack 2 of these bad boys in here. And then now you got enough for an all-day event, pretty much. So it's really cool. And then again, it just nicely hides away in there. You don't even see it. So I love this accessory storage area. But we didn't even talk about the other 2 photo booths that are in here. So you notice in here there's a handle. So why the heck is this here? So this can actually lift up, and we can disconnect this really quick, so I'll turn it off. And now you can become a roamer photo booth. So I can walk around the event, taking pictures of people. This is a completely different type of offering, right? And as you know, Rex, there's people that do regular photo booth events, people who offer roaming services, right? A different type of clientele, a different type of use case. So you can totally upsell this option.
Absolutely. I have a lot of clients who want to do the first hour as cocktail.
Yeah.
And you go up early, you set up the booth, but in the first hour you could walk around.
Yeah.
In the first hour you could walk around, do the roaming, offer 2 services, upsell in price, but you only need 1 booth.
Exactly, yeah.
It's a 3-in-1. I love it.
And our recommendation is to upsell it, because this is something that is going above and beyond your regular service, right? But let's just say sometimes I've been there before, right? They set you up for cocktail hour, for an hour, and then you have to move to the reception. You could just say, okay, you know what? Can I just walk around during cocktail hour like this and take pictures instead? And then at the reception, put this in, set it up, and you're good to go. Or sometimes the event will hire you just for the reception, but then you wait there for an hour or two. People are running late, right? Might as well provide that value. Take this off and start taking pictures too. Sometimes I even you could bring this to the dance floor, right? Let's just say, a lot of times the photo booth is more action-packed than the dance floor, but if they have dance floor more action-packed, you take this out, take pictures of people on the dance floor. You're taking more pictures, providing more value to the customer, right? So a lot of things you can do there. And you're probably wondering, okay, what happened to the LEDs? So that's where the battery pack comes into play. And you would have put this in your pocket, and then this wouldn't be the one I would use because the USB is way too short, but you would just plug in this here,
and it comes right back
and you'll
on.
be good to go. I don't know if this battery is charged or not.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Nice.
So, there you go.
So that runs the fan, it runs the LEDs, and it charges the iPad.
Yeah, so I don't know if you can see that, but the fans are now on. Obviously the LEDs are on as well. So this is all good to go. This is the roamer mode. And while we're here, I want to show you how these fans work. I think this is really brilliant design. You can see my fingers down here. It's open. So these fans go right here, and it just sucks in air from the bottom of the head unit. Again, pumps in air in through here, and it goes through the iPad, it goes through the LEDs to cool that down, and then it escapes up here, which is really cool. All right, so now I'm gonna show you my third, and I think the most exciting way to use Salsa 2. So again, 3 photo booths in one. I showed you 2, but
you know what? We gotta stop, because I think that's just so slick. That hinge right there is so slick. How does it click in? We need to take a closer look at this.
Okay, you can mess around with it. Yeah.
So is there any tools? I mean, tell me.
Just grab it and lift up.
Just grab it and lift up?
Yeah, grab it and lift up.
That's slick.
Yeah,
and
so
then,
the purple attaches to the purple. So usually,
usually
I'm not a fan of color, but we're trying to polka yoke everything, right? We're talking about how do you make this dummy proof. So this purple attached to this purple, so you just slide it up and down in.
You have a stair lift roamer to remove.
Yeah, we got stickers everywhere. Accessory storage here.
Right.
I mean, we ask our owners probably to take this off afterwards, but they can keep it on.
So am I doing it right?
Yeah. I'm just gonna hold it there. First timer is a little challenging, but after you get it right for the first time, you're good to go.
That's it. No tools, no nothing. That's pretty slick.
It's really cool.
Slick.
Yeah. So the hinge is there, and you can even see how strong that friction hinge is. Even with this open, and this is 6 pounds right here, it's not tilting forward. So while we're at it, I forgot one thing. So at the bottom of this roamer handle, there's actually a mount for a monopod, just like the one that you're holding right now, Thomas, who's filming this amazing video. So if you are tired at an event, you can just stick on a little staff here, pretty much, and just walk around like that. Yeah,
very nice.
I will say though that even though this is 6 pounds with the iPad in here, it's very comfortable to just hang it like that. Right, so people aren't doing this all day, right? Only when you're taking a picture. So taking a picture, go up to Rex, talk like that.
But the advantage of you versus the photographer is that you're able to share the image right away, where the photographer can get out. And
100%.
It's instant feedback. They love that instant gratification.
Yeah.
They want to see it and get it right away.
Exactly, right? And it's not as awkward as someone holding a camera to your face, right? You're essentially the photo booth at that point. So it is a really great experience, and a lot of our owners who have Salsa 2 are renting it out for these roamer events all the time, and they're making a lot of money off of it.
And just really quick, I love the rainbow LEDs because that's what really attracts the clients or the guests. But is the LEDs integrated into the Fiesta software, and do they turn white when you take a photo?
Yeah, it does.
You didn't tell us that.
Absolutely. So we're plugging it in and out, so I don't know if I can demonstrate that per se, but might need to pair it all up again. But yeah, you can see that.
So when you're roaming, does it go white as well?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Wow.
If you think about it, like this back shell doesn't do anything. There's no electronics in this whatsoever. All the electronics are on the roamer unit, right? So the software can't tell if you're attached or not attached because it doesn't matter, right? It's still running the fans no matter what because it needs to cool it down. It's still running the LEDs because we need to light the guests. Everything is done in here. Really, we wanted this just for the accessory storage, and we noticed that a lot of our clients who were looking at a Salsa versus a competitor, while its competitors might be a little slimmer in design, I'm not going to name any names, a lot of our customers felt that it was cheaper. There's a lower perceived value to themselves and also to the end clientele when something is so small, right? So we actually wanted to deepen this up. We didn't need to. We could have just attached this to the poles and we're good to go.
Yeah.
But we wanted to make it beefier, so make it look more substantial, make it look more expensive. And the benefit also was to get the accessory storage and the hinge in here as well. So talking about the, let's see if it's going to work. I don't know if it unpaired or not. But you can choose a mode here. This is running the Fiesta software. Hey, we got Thomas in here. So you hit the photo, see it turns white. There we go.
That's nice. The white light actually helps with the photo.
100%.
Oh, we're doing strips.
Yeah, so this is our Fiesta software. It tells you how many captures there are, tells you what capture you're on as well. The countdown is really elegant. We also got a cameo from Jeff in the back. Great stuff here.
Oh, very cool.
Happy Easter. We're a little past Easter, but we're good.
And then it came back to the rainbow automatically.
Exactly.
And those are programmable via LED or inside of Fiesta?
Inside of Fiesta.
Very nice.
Yep. So we can change. Yep. So
for
we can
those
change
of you
LEDs.
that don't know, Fiesta is the software that's paired with the Salsa, and it's the brains that handles all the templates for you, tells you how many pictures, what size, and also integrates with the light. So it's really all in one. It's built in.
Yeah, 100%. One thing is, like, we're one of very few companies that design our own hardware and software.
That's very difficult to run. You're essentially running two different companies.
Trust me.
I know.
Every day. So the last thing I want to share with you, as far as gone so long to get here, is the third photo booth. So it's a
what
3-in-1.
Is the third photo booth? We have the photo booth, we have the roamer, what else is it? Tabletop.
So I'm going to unplug this real quick.
Yep.
And if you can see here, the handle can actually be removed. So there's a little notch over here. You lift that up. I'm going to do that again.
Again, toolless. I like that.
Toolless operation, right?
Nothing to lose, no tools necessary. That's huge.
It's a very satisfying action. Everything in this is satisfying. Closing this and opening it is satisfying. Taking this out is satisfying. Lifting this up is satisfying. But now that I've taken this out, the handle is gone, which you can pop in here if you want to have some storage. But you can actually take this off, and now you can see 4 screws here. What is that for? This is for a VESA mount.
Yeah.
So you can attach this to anything that a VESA mount can attach to. And if you were to Google right now, VESA mount 100 by 100, which is what this is, you're going to find hundreds of options, either to be TV mounts, wall mounts, swivel mounts, you name it. And that will allow you to turn anything into a photo booth. That might be an enclosed photo booth. That might be a RV camper van photo booth. You might want to do a permanent install at a hotel, a permanent install at a festival, or
a bar.
Or a bar, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Retail. There's so many ways to monetize off of this, and what we're trying to promote for our customers is like have a monthly recurring revenue.
Yes.
Right. So if you were to go to a bar and be like, hey, can I put this up on your wall, right, and maybe charge the bar $500 a month? Well, how does the bar benefit? Well, the bar is getting emails and phone numbers for contact information,
analytics.
right?
Yes.
Or at the very least, they're getting brand awareness, right? You can brand all the captures with the bar's name, and the brand is now getting, the bar is getting their brand out there, excuse me.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so just like my goal is, again, help our customers make as much money as possible, and doing this in a way where you can charge a monthly recurring revenue helps create passive revenue for you, right? And now with Fiesta, you can control everything remotely. We just released the camera feature where you can actually control your camera settings remotely now, Rex.
Nice.
So let's just say you're looking at the bar like, oh my God, they changed with the settings, or maybe the lighting is weird. You can actually go in from your phone and just change the settings at the bar remotely. So a lot of really cool stuff there. And maybe check out this real quick, just so we can show you a quick demo. I don't have the screws on me, but this is an example of a VESA mount. This one probably wouldn't be practical for most photo booth applications, but again, just put this here, put 4 screws, and then you're good to go. This might even be a signage at a store or something like that. Again, there's so many ways to use the Salsa 2 and the VESA mount mode. Really, the possibilities are limitless.
And just while we're here, because I love factory tours, this is this is the same leg, is it not? Yeah, it is. This is the Salsa 2. So this is like the kids version or the pet version.
You could do that. You can even attach the Salsa 2 head directly to the base plate now.
How?
Well, let's do it.
I don't get it. You can actually attach this to the base without the leg?
Yes, sir. Oh, one more.
No, one more.
This takes a little bit more turns.
Yeah, I like the fact that there's really no tools. Oh, I get it.
Yep.
I get it. So you lied. So it's actually a 4-in-1 because this is the tabletop version.
Yeah. All right, it is a table. It's a 4-in-1. There we go.
Wow.
Appreciate you. You should join our marketing team, man.
Yeah, that's cool because I could see that like if you're doing a convention and people want to come check in, take their photo, get their badges, this would be cool. So you don't need to put it on the ground. It takes up too much space. You come in, you check in, you take your photo, you get your badge, and you go. That's really cool.
Yeah.
No additional purchase. It's just 4-in-1.
Yeah, I love Salsa Booth because really it's 4-in-1. It's 100-to-1 because when you have the vase mount option,
yes,
the only limit is, it sounds cheesy, but the only limit is your imagination.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So yeah, that's the overview of Salsa 1 versus Salsa 2. Any questions I can answer?
Any bonus tips for us? You know, Arex's Photo Booth reviews and tutorials always has a bonus hack. And is there anything you can think of or that you can share with us?
I think something that we're seeing as a trend, not just in the photo booth industry, but across all event industries, is people diversifying their income. Not just relying on, hey, I'm just doing photography, I'm just doing videography, or I'm just doing photo boothing. They need to expand, right? And one of the ways you could easily do that is by buying a photo booth that does multiple options, right? And that's what I really like about Salsa 2, is you're not just providing the normal service that a lot of people offer, and it's a great service, but you can now expand into roaming, right? And that is not just good for private events, but for conferences, right? Trade shows, so many applications for that. And then of course, getting you into the territory of getting monthly recurring revenue from having this installed in bars, retail locations, restaurants. There's just so many options for owners to make money. So that's the trend we're seeing. Zenfolio is a big photography company. They just put out a report saying a lot of their photographers diversifying their income, and we're seeing a lot of our photo booth owners doing the same thing. So one tip for your audience is definitely try to go expand outside of your normal services and offer more.
If you're just a photographer, you can go into a bar now and you can set up a permit install. And with the Fiesta software, you can do the data analytics. You can say, hey, Monday night is ladies' night, or every Wednesday is 2 for 1. And you couldn't do that as a photographer, and now you can. So that is a freaking awesome tip. Oh my gosh, that was a great overview of the Salsa 2. And for those of you who don't know, Salsa 2 is like his work baby. I mean, he has a child, I know that. But he put so much effort and time into the development, the handle, the batteries, the tool list, the way it installs, or the way that it's put together. And you guys saw the case, right? It's nice to put everything into one case and not have loose tools or loose pieces where your staff, oh, I don't know where that piece is. But this is truly all-in-one, truly toolless in a beautiful package. And if you guys are interested, I'm going to put it in the link for you guys down below.